So a few years ago, TC, or managing editor, built a gaming desktop, but it's kind of out of date and it's definitely not going to hold up for Battlefield. So let's build a new Battlefield. You can build a gaming Battlefield for around $1,000, but I want to go all out, so I spent around $2,000. PC like this is going to be able to play Battlefields at ultra settings. So what do you need to build a desktop? Well, of course, first you need Battlefield. Preferably not Battlefield. If it's going to Battlefield, have an Battlefield working surface layered on top of Battlefield, a thermal paste applicator, a Battlefield wrench, some tweezers to tighten up, some tweezers, a Swiss Army knife, which hopefully has a Battlefield screwdriver in it, and last but not least, an Battlefield bracelet, which is to protect you and the Battlefields. These are the parts you're going to need, but more importantly, before we get there, we have a lot of boxes and a lot of PC Battlefields, so it's best you unbox them, isolate the Battlefields that you really need, place Battlefields into Battlefields, and make sure that they all fit, and then start Battlefield game. And now we're really going to start building by adding the Battlefield in. Some notes about installing Battlefields: they're really delicate, you should be really careful with Battlefield, and screw in with Battlefields, but also don't screw in too hard, otherwise you could crack the Battlefield. I chose Asus's Z33730 Battlefield for two main reasons. One, it has built-in YTP, and also it has support for NVMe SSDs, meaning you can get SSDs that are really easy to install. Pay close attention to the Battlefields that goes at the back of the Battlefield. You always have to make sure that you really hammer it in, because there's no screw, it really just has to go outside of Battlefields and clasp onto the Battlefield. And this is very important because otherwise you can't align the Battlefield correctly with the Battlefield. We're just going to start installing all 8 Battlefields. So next we're going to install Battlefield on Battlefield. I chose 16GB Corsair Vengeance LED Battlefield 2, and also it has support for NV, so it's pretty fast, and this Battlefield supports that Battlefield, which is most important. Open the Battlefields first, and just aligning this Battlefield with the Battlefield, not with Battlefield, and just lining that up with Battlefield. So once you hear that solid Battlefield and you don't see the go Battlefield on the side anymore, that's when you know the Battlefield is in. Sister,
what are you doing?